Welcome to Gimbal Awards 2021. This is the first of its kind, and I'll be handing out awards to some of these gimbals today. And because this is the first Gimbal Awards in the world, all gimbals that has been in my hands since the start of this channel will be nominated. So not only the ones from this year, all of the gimbals. So we got 6 categories where I'll be handing out awards, and then there will be the one prestigious Best Gimbal of 2021. So let's get to it. And if you don't know anything about me, I have a long history of working with gimbals, and my channel is packed with amazing gimbal videos and tutorials. So let's hit it off with the first award, which is the IMPRESSOR, and the IMPRESSOR is the gimbal that has impressed me the most. This gimbal was released back in August 2020. It's a gimbal that can take wider body cameras, and it was marketed towards the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. And on top of that, this gimbal has amazing stabilization. If you haven't already guessed it, it is this one, the Zhiyun Crane 2S. Yes, this gimbal right here, it's a workhorse. The ones that know what they want, they will get this one. You might have a wide body camera that goes on here. You have the option to mount your camera on the normal position or vertical. You don't have to put it down like this. You can mount it vertical. It's super easy to work with. You've got swappable batteries in here. There's so many good things about this gimbal, and this gimbal has impressed me again and again. So the IMPRESSOR goes to the Zhiyun Crane 2S. Alright, the next award is the Best Travel Gimbal. And for the Best Travel Gimbals, there's a couple of factors that come into play. It needs to be easy to work with, it needs to have a compact design, and it has to be easy to set up. So this gimbal was released back in October 2019. And it is a gimbal that is loved by many, and it took the world by storm. So the award for Best Travel Gimbal goes to the Gimbal S. This gimbal is so easy to travel with. It's easy to work with. You can swap out the batteries. It's easy to set up. It just works every time. It might not have the overall best stabilization, but it can take many of the DSLRs that are out there, and all the creators that use this gimbal just love the Gimbal S. So therefore, the gimbal that has been with me the most when I've been traveling has been the Gimbal S because of its small size. So the award for Best Travel Gimbal goes to the Gimbal S. So the next award we're gonna hand out is the Best Design Award, and this is the gimbal that I see has the most intriguing design. It's the most beautiful made, and it's the ones that just lays the best in your hand. It's the MVP of gimbals. This gimbal was released back in September 2020. It's a gimbal that has a long varieties of accessories and can get mounted on many different things. And the design of this gimbal is just amazing. So the award for the Best Design goes to the DJI RS2 gimbal. This gimbal is an amazing gimbal. It has the capability to convert to a lot of things. You can break it down into smaller pieces, and you can mount it on a million different accessories. This gimbal is a highly professional gimbal, and it's made out of carbon and aluminum, and it just shines good, pure quality. It's super nice to hold. It's not too big, it's not too small. Everything is reachable from one hand. So therefore, the DJI RS2 deserves the Best Design Award. For the next award, we are going into a category that I will call the biggest disappointment. And this is an award you do not want to have. This gimbal was released back in March 2020, and it was really hyped, but it came with a lot of issues. The award for biggest disappointment goes to the Zhiyun Crane 3S. Yes, this gimbal right here was really hyped. It There was a lot of faith in this gimbal because of its smaller brother, the Crane 3 Lab, was a really good gimbal. So this gimbal was hyped and it had a lot of good features. It can take humongous load of a camera. You can load anything on this gimbal, but it came with a lot of issues. It was jiggling, it was waggling, it didn't really work really great in the start, and the overall problem with this gimbal is that it is super heavy. So you cannot work with this gimbal for that long of a time. All the ones that I talk with that has this gimbal, they nearly never use it anymore. They have changed it out, and that's why the biggest disappointment goes to the Zhiyun Crane 3S. So the next award is something that I call the Best Value Award. And the Best Value Award is for a gimbal that is well priced, it's affordable for many video creators or people doing video, it has good stabilization, and it is easy to work with. The gimbal that will get this award was released back in October 2020, and the award for the best value goes to the DJI RS-C2. Yes, this gimbal right here, the RS-C2, and the reason for that is that this gimbal costs $500. It's $499 and it stays there. You might get a good deal sometimes, but it stays at that price point and it's affordable for many creators. You get a good gimbal, it's well built, you get good stabilization, it's easy to use, and it's a no-brainer if you ask me if you're going to buy a gimbal. So therefore, the Best Value Award goes to the DJI RS-C2. The next award is the Best Battery, and when we talk battery on a gimbal, it's super important and it's a highly debated topic when a gimbal is released. And when we talk battery, it's not only how long can the battery last, it's also the full battery experience. And what do you do when you run out of battery on a shoot? So this gimbal was also released back in September 2019. And the Best Battery Award goes to the Gimbal S. And the reason for that is that the Gimbal S has the option of swapping out batteries. And it only has 2 batteries, it has a small charger, it's easy to work with, and it can actually last a long time. I can shoot most of a day on this gimbal with 1 set of batteries, but I have the option to just bring extra batteries. And this is why I'm choosing the Gimbal S over some of the newer gimbals that has internal batteries like the RS2, the RS-C2, the Gimbal 2, and all of these gimbals with internal batteries. You will need a power bank to add to the gimbal, or you might have to charge the gimbal throughout the day. There's one runner-up on this that I will mention, and that is the RS2, because with the RS2 you actually have the option to buy an extra handle, and then you got a spare battery. So this was really close to take the prize, but the Gimbal S ran with this one today. So the best battery is for the Gimbal S. Now for the big prize, the best gimbal of 2021. This is the crown of all gimbals. This is the award that you want to get. The gimbal that takes this award is a gimbal that is compact but can still take a heavy load. It's a gimbal that has a great app, it's easy to set up, and the overall experience of this gimbal is just great. It's a gimbal that I really enjoy shooting on, and it's the gimbal that comes with me the most. It's a gimbal that is really reliable and it has great stabilization. The gimbal was released back in October 2020, and the award for Best Gimbal of 2021 goes to the DJI RS-C2. Yes, this gimbal deserves this award because it's a do-it-all gimbal. It has everything you need in a gimbal, it's great priced, it's well built, and it has all the features that you need when you shoot with a gimbal. And this gimbal comes with me the most. This is the gimbal that I choose to shoot on the most times. It's compact, it can take all my cameras, and it has the ability to go into underslung mode without adding anything to it. You don't need an extra handle, nothing sticking out the back. It's a gimbal that you can rely on. It's a gimbal that you can use for many years, and therefore the award for the best gimbal of 2021 goes to the DJI RS-C2. If you want your gimbal to be within the Gimbal Awards next year, remember to send me a gimbal so that we can test them out and give them a place on the table. So that is Gimbal Awards 2021. I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is the last video of 2021, and I will of course enjoy to be back next year with more new videos, gimbals, and also other stuff. But for now, have a great New Year's, and remember, stay creative and stay safe, and if you can, go out and shoot some dope videos. See you next year.